Hi friends, I am on a tea break at the moment, as you can see, and I've just been setting up my loom, and I'm pretty excited about this because I've been waiting to get back to this. I've been working on another big project and I haven't been able to touch this project, which is my quilt project, so my hand woven quilt, and I've just been really dying to get back to it, and to make some more progress on it. So what I need to do, what I am doing here, is I'm weaving like the border and the sashings for the quilt. I've already got most of the blocks put together for the top of the quilt, but I needed more fabric in between. And so that's what I'm starting to do here, and finally having time to do it. So I'm just about to hit the threading, and I'm going to be doing a 1, 2, 3, 4 threading, so a straight draw twill, but I won't necessarily be weaving a twill the whole time, but I'm going to be weaving a twill some of the time. So I like to do this kind of threading because it gives me options. If I change my mind when I start weaving, then I could go, okay, well I can do some plain weave here, or I can do like the 1, 2, 3, 4 twill threading is so versatile that it just gives you lots of options. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm also having one of my, I call these my goodness gracious energy balls. These, I've got a recipe on my blog. I've got like almonds and raisins and oats and honey and tahini and really nice stuff in here, and peanut butter, of course. I love peanut butter. These are a great little kind of afternoon snack for me because I get a little bit of a slump around 3 to 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and so this just helps me to keep going until dinner time, and of course my cup of tea as well. And in case you're wondering why I'm all rugged up in this puffy coat, I'm in the studio and it gets quite cold in here. It's not insulated, and it's not like around the windows and stuff, it's not properly sealed. It used to be a garage that was converted to a games room, and now obviously I use it as my studio, but yeah, it's not as tight as it could be as far as insulation goes, and so it gets quite cold in here. And so then you might wonder, well, why don't you just turn the heater on? I did get a heater installed in here. And that's because, well, for one, it's not that cold outside today, it's just more cold in here. And the other thing is, we got our electricity bill yesterday and it wasn't good. It is the biggest electricity bill we've ever had in our entire lives, in our entire married lives. So that was enough of a shock for me to go, okay, normally I'd just pop in here, I'd turn the heater on and I'd switch it off when I was warm enough. But I was like, I think I can just put my coat on today and that will keep me warm enough. And it is, it's good. I actually got this coat for free. Someone had left it at one of the churches that we go to and it went to the lost and found box and stayed there for about a year. And then someone was sorting through it and said to me, would you like this coat? And I was like, oh yes please, because I haven't had a coat like this before. It's pretty puffy, it's pretty full on. And then anyway, I got it home and I put the coat on and it was like, wow, how did I live this long without having a coat like this? It's kept me so warm all winter. And we have a pretty cold house. It's really hard to heat our house, and I've just worn it in the house like most of the winter days. So it's been a huge blessing. And I looked them up online as well, and they're really expensive coats. So I'm sorry for the person who left it behind and never reclaimed it again. They did try to find the person, but I am very blessed by this coat. Okay, well, I better stop chatting because my tea's going to go cold and I want to eat this beautiful bowl. So I will come back afterwards and we'll talk a little bit more about what I'm doing here. Okay, tea is still being consumed, but that bowl is gone and it was delicious. Now, another purpose of this video today is I'm testing out some new equipment that I got. And I can't show you the equipment because this is the setup that I'm using to film this video, but I can show you the box. So I got this gimbal. It's very cool. If you don't know what a gimbal is, well, it can look like a lot of different things, but in the camera filming world, it is a way to stabilize whatever you're using to film. And it makes the shots more fluid. And also this one doubles as a tripod, which is really handy. So I'm actually filming using the gimbal and as a tripod today, and I'm loving it so far. It's really good. But the thing that I really wanted to test out, I'll just show you. It's a Hohem iSteady Mobile Plus. I'll link to it down below if it's something that you could be interested in. But I think it's a really brilliant thing, and it's going to allow me to kind of take the camera around a little bit more and do more of the vlogging style that I'm interested in doing. I'm going to talk more about that afterwards. But anyway, what I wanted to test out was, well, number one, I know that the gimbal's supposed to have a battery life of only about 20 minutes, which isn't fantastic. Then you have to plug it in and recharge it before you can use it again. And the second thing I wanted to test was that I'm not wearing any audio equipment, and I wanted to see in this video if I can get away with kind of facing this way, kind of towards you, but this way a little bit as well, and doing what I'm doing and being able to talk to you at the same time without having to put the audio equipment on, because it's an extra step. It's a little bit of a pain, and then in the post editing I have to also line up the audio with the video. It's just more, you know. So one of my aims and one of my directives is to kind of simplify the videos, especially the ones that I'm doing on this channel, have them a little bit more simple so that they're more like realistic and honest, but also just to make it a little bit easier for me to actually get the videos out there. Okay, I've said all of that. Now let's start on this before it gets too late and then I won't have time to do anything. So 1, 2, 3, 4 threading, simple. Let's have a look. So I can actually bring you over here now, and hopefully I can make it, yeah, because the gimbal kind of, well, it doesn't have a mind of its own, but you can set it to, I can set it to follow me like that. It just moved towards me. But I can set it to not follow me as well. And I haven't quite figured all of it out just yet, but I can manually move it so that I can get the right angle for you. So the 1, 2, 3, 4 threading on the floor loom, I'm going to be using the first 4 shafts. So 1, 2, 3, 4. In case you're wondering why these 2 shafts here are lower than the rest of them, it's just because they are tied up down below. I use them for my last project. None of the others are tied up. If they were, they would be at the same level. So that's all it is. Anyway, so I will be getting the threads out. 1, 2, so that's shaft 2 there, and then 3, and then 4. And that's the repeat that I'm going to be using over and over. So it's very simple. Kind of mindless threading, which is why I can also talk to you at the same time without worrying about messing anything up. So let's start, and I am getting to that age where glasses are necessary for things like threading the loom. Just helps that little bit to see what I'm doing, making sure that I'm threading the holes and not somewhere else. So one thing that I mentioned that I want to talk about is this channel, and also really what I've been thinking about is like my future on YouTube. I don't really know at this point what exactly I want to do with YouTube. I've got 2 YouTube channels now, and I don't really have much direction with either of them. I wanted to start this second channel as, like I said, more informal style and more just lifestyle, getting to know you, things that I could put here that I just wanted to put here basically, because YouTube, although it's tied into my business, it is kind of a hobby for me as well. Like, I enjoy doing it. and it gives me a bit of an outlet, and it lets me share things with people. And anyway, so I've tried a few new things this year, and none of them have really done very well. And so at some point I have to kind of reassess what's going to continue, and what I can make work and what isn't going to continue. So one example is the paid newsletter that I started not that long ago, and it's called the Open Heart newsletter. And the idea of it was to have it as a kind of inner circle for me, and to share a lot of my Christian values, to be an inspiration and really encourage others who want to live in that way. And I also said that I wanted it to be a small group of people, but at the same time I have to have enough people to make it financially viable for me to spend the time, because it takes me quite a bit of time to put the newsletters together. I really do think them out, I do research, I find quotes, I find pictures, all of that, and I share experiences, and that all takes time. And I just haven't had as many people interested as I hoped and as I wanted. And rather than growing, this group is actually decreasing. And so in a little while, I'll probably give it 6 months or so. I'm not really sure at this point. I'll give it a bit of time and hope that it kind of picks up and people become more interested. But eventually I'm going to have to decide whether it's something I'm going to continue or not. I know that some people are really, really loving it, so I almost want to continue just for them, but yeah, it has to be viable. So there's that, and then there's this second channel, which I've started posting to as regularly as I can, but at the same time I really have no direction with it. I kind of had the idea that I just want to post things here that I want to post and that I want to share, and hope that people would find that interesting enough and want to watch that. But at the same time I'm not getting many views, and that indicates that people aren't all that interested, which is a shame. It's a shame, but these things happen. You have, especially when you're in business online, you just have to constantly assess what's working and what isn't. And a lot of times that I've kind of tried to branch out or do something a little bit different, or not even different, but just share more of what I actually do and more of actually who I am, it just hasn't really been received very well. It's disappointing. But at the same time, when God closes a door, he opens a window, right? So I want to be able to trust in that and know that whatever happens is him showing me the way, and just to be content with that, not to worry too much if things that I do don't go that well. What's the saying? Man proposes, God disposes. That's a good thing. And I have to remember too how many times over the years, over my entire life really, something that I really, really wanted, I thought that I really wanted, and I don't get it or it doesn't work out. And then later, I realized that that would have been the wrong path for me, and I just didn't know that. But he did, of course. So I'll be patient, but I do want to ask you whether you have any thoughts, opinions on what you would like to see on this channel. Do you like the videos that I have put here so far? I know I don't have that many yet, but yeah, I would like your input. That would be great, and that will help me to determine what I should be doing, or whether I should keep going, or whether it's something that I should just let it fall to the wayside. I have to get 4,000 watch hours to get monetized, and that's a lot of hours. I've already got I don't know, 6 videos here or something, and I've got maybe 200 watch hours. So yeah, it can be a bit discouraging. I want to make it work if I can. But anyway, I'm going to just continue threading here. I won't finish this threading today. It really does take quite a lot of time, and that's okay. I'm fine with that. I'm in no hurry. I'm working on other stuff as well. Always have multiple projects going on. Usually they are business related, and sometimes they are personal projects like this one. Projects that are just to make me happy. So that's nice. And that's why I was so keen to get back to this, because I've been working on a big work project. And it's very rewarding to do personal projects, at least sometimes. Anyway, friends, I'm going to say goodbye now. I know this video was a little bit all over the place, but that's kind of me. I am a little bit all over the place a lot of the time. But I would love to chat with you in the comments section about what I've said today. See you soon.